everyone, I'm Julianne Smith, and I wanted to share my thoughts on the examples we were given about evidence based practice. Honestly, I have seen versions of every one of these situations in real life, from new products being rolled out before they are proven to colleagues saying, I have always done it this way. It really shows how complicated it can be to keep practice truly evidence based. Let's start with the silver infused dressing example. While researching this topic, Melnick and Fineout Overholt said that in vitro findings do not equate to clinical effectiveness. Just because something works in a lab doesn't mean it can help real patients. Without strong clinical outcome data, implementing it across a whole hospital can feel like jumping ahead of the evidence. The same goes for the sphenopalatine ganglion block, based on just a single case report. Case reports can be interesting, that's how we generate new ideas, but as Sackett wrote, evidence based practice means integrating individual clinical expertise with the best available clinical evidence from systematic research. A case report just isn't enough to change the standard of care. I've also seen hospitals change policies based on just one study. Sometimes it's because leadership wants to act quickly, a knee jerk reaction, but without replication or systematic reviews, this is risky. And when it comes to things like social media influencing practice, such as people refusing vaccines because of anecdotal stories, that's a huge red flag. WISE states that vaccines are not normally considered a cause for unexpected loss of hair. It is a perfect example of why we need to separate emotion from data. Even in professional online groups, I've noticed people adopting new drugs or doses they say are recommended to them by their peers, often without checking the source. So I ask, where did that recommendation come from? Or how has that been studied? Because as Melnick and Fineout Overholt emphasize, strong evidence needs to come from systematic reviews and randomized controlled trials, not anecdotes or habits. And that last example, the quote, I've always done it that way, is one I think every healthcare provider has heard. It is understandable, change is uncomfortable. But as Stillwell points out, clinical decisions should be based on the best current evidence, not just tradition or opinion. In my experience, the biggest barriers to using evidence are time, access, and sometimes confidence interpreting the research. Technology has helped us with this as we can now instantly pull up guidelines or PubMed articles, but can also hurt when misinformation spreads faster than facts. For me, bridging this gap starts with curiosity and collaboration. We need to ask questions, check sources, and use technology wisely. Evidence based practice isn't about doing what is trendy or what we have always done. It is about doing what is proven to make patients safer. Thank you.